So first of all, yeah. So how did you get into the game? Because obviously it's not a popular sport maybe in Latvia, because you are the only player on the tour right now from Latvia.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah, it's quite interesting. It's been quite a few coincidences because I played tennis until I was 16, 17. And my relative just introduced me to squash and said, yeah, I could be good. And of course, I didn't believe any of that. But I mean, it was fun and it was some kind of a challenge for me. And the national championships were coming up. And I thought, yeah, it's like 2 months of training. I will just enjoy myself. I will do whatever I can and just see how it goes. And then I took 4th place back then in my first tournament, which was a national championship. And yeah, I felt really good in the squash society. I mean, it's very opposite from tennis, where it's just competitiveness, and in squash everyone's friendly and very motivating and stuff. So I just stayed there, played squash, and yeah, just when I wanted to improve more, I was looking for a coach, and then that's when I became professional. Only because like my coach saw that I could improve even more than I was thinking. So yeah, it's just a coincidence because I never had intention to be a professional, but now I'm really enjoying it.
You managed to come 4th in your very first tournament, and you're now the only Latvian on the tour. Do you feel that there's any added pressure, or are you proud to be the only Latvian currently on the tour?
It's actually both, I would say. I'm really proud, yes, of course, because there are so many people looking up to me, especially the juniors in Latvia. And yeah, I'm always happy to go to Latvia and have a session with them or something. But yeah, it brings all those kinds of challenges as well, because I'm based in Germany now, and it's because I have better training opportunities here. Like in Latvia, there's no like a system for players to grow yet, and especially because I'm the only one in my age group and at my level as well. So I mean, it's just me then, and I have to fight my own fight. Of course, it's a bit hard, but it is what it is. And I mean, as I said, I'm enjoying this. So even when it's hard, it's worth it. So I'm happy to be for an example for Latvian juniors, and I hope the squash will grow from now on.
And you mentioned obviously you're living in Germany now, and obviously this weekend you played in Hamburg and you became the first Latvian to win on the PSA Tour. How did that feel?
It felt like hard work has paid off. Like, sometimes I get those comments that, yeah, it's an easy win for you or something like that. But first of all, it wasn't easy at all. I mean, I maybe it looked confident, but I still had to put much energy in that match and in tournaments. But yeah, I feel really like it's the work behind all this, behind the scenes, that not too many people see. So it's kind of a reward for me. And also I've been on a losing streak from last year, I think, because I played only bigger events, and it's always good to have some wins as well. It doesn't matter if they're easy or hard wins, but it's good for motivation to move on as well.
And you mentioned obviously you played in quite a lot of major tournaments once the tour restarted again in September and onwards. What did you take from those experiences of playing against some of the world's top players?
Yeah, it's hard to say because in my opinion there were quick appearances in those tournaments, but yeah, I saw some like some issues in my game that I have to work on extra, and it actually worked out really well. I proved myself in the last few tournaments that it's been working well. I have improved actually, because when you lose, it's hard to see what have you improved on. You only see that your mistakes. So yeah, I mean, it's always a good lesson, but it's also a good motivation to spend more time on court with the better players. So I'm just hoping the tour will get back in the normal rhythm so I can play all levels of tournaments, not just the big ones or the smaller ones. I mean, we need bronze events, which are the best for me personally.
And finally, for me, obviously you've got the experience of playing in these big tournaments now. You've just got your first win under your belt as well. What's next for you for the rest of the season, for the rest of the year? What are your goals? Hoping we get a tour back to somewhat of normality over the next 8 to 10 months.
Yeah, the very first goal is to crack that top 50 finally, because I'm like banging on the door. But I mean, with this COVID situation, it's really tough. Like I have to play tournaments that I can't play. I cannot really choose much. So that's the first one, and of course I want to have a win in the platinum event, which would be a big step forward as well. And yeah, I'm also very much looking to World Championships. I hope they happen in July in Chicago. And yeah, of course it depends on the draw, but yeah, I want to show a really good performance there as well. So those are the smaller goals for this year. Of course, then comes top 40, top 30.
Yeah, and you mentioned that top 50. Obviously, you've been as high as 54. You're currently just at 56. How close do you feel you are to, as you said, breaking that door down?
Well, I think that win in a platinum event would help, or a win in a higher tier challenger event, or yeah, reaching quarterfinals in a bronze event, for example. Would, I mean, like one big win would help, I think, to crack that top 50.